Good afternoon, people. We're here live at the Daily Tribune, and we have our guest here, Secretary Alfonso Cusi. We want to. The objective of this event is to get from him what the country requires to achieve industrialization down the line, and the need to achieve that by supporting the country's drive for higher growth. Right now we're growing at 6+% in terms of local output or GDP, and of course we need to support that growth target with power, because we were going to industrialize, and the things that we need to do that. So, Secretary?
Yes, good afternoon. I thought I would just have lunch here. I didn't realize that this would be a live show. Anyway, thank you for recognizing the importance of power, of electricity in nation building.
Yeah.
At least first with the realization that it is very important to achieve economic growth. That's why kailangan natin, una, is that we must have a reliable source of power. Reliable, stable, affordable, and everybody must have access to electricity. So we are projecting the country's requirement based on the GDP projection by our by NEDA and by our economic team. We projected that we're going to have 7% growth, and to support that, including the build-up of infrastructure, the build projects, we need to, in terms of megawatt, we need to build around 43,000 megawatt of power up to 2040.
That's additional generating
That's
capacity.
additional power.
What's the demand picture like?
The
Demand, say from over the next 5 years, or probably.
Well, that is up to 2030, we need additional of around 15,000 megawatts.
Megawatts every year.
No, from
the period.
for the period now up to 2030, around 15,000 megawatts. So with that we have to build the power plant. Pero importante, first is that it's not simple as just building capacity. You have to understand what kind of power do we need.
Yeah, that's important.
It is important, no, that
It's not a political question.
no,
Not just a technical thing.
well, there are also issues on of environment. There are issues of the community acceptance of a certain source of power.
So when you craft that plan, you take care of the environment?
Well, that we balance. That's what we try to do. We balance everything. Everything.
Okay.
So the environment, the affordability, the stability, the sustainability. So we put that all into consideration. So it's not as simple as just put up a power plant. We all know that we are importing everything.
Yeah.
Oil. We are oil based, so we import all of our oil, except for a little production that we have at West Philippine Sea. Everything is imported, all of the oil. So, and 50% of our power is sourced from oil.
50%.
50%. So that's power, no? Because transportation, you have, so if you put everything already, it's 90% of our oil requirement is imported.
The kind of oil that we import is bunker, di ba?
No, the bunker and diesel. Bunker and diesel. So, ang ko natin, we subdivided our type of power, electricity, the type of electricity that we need to supply the country. One is the sinasabi nating base load. The base load has to be it must be there all the time. No, yan ang tating inaasahan, yan ang backbone ng ating power. And then you have the mid-merit that can start up immediately for increased demand. No, that not for a long period of time of running.
Also for those times when the demand peaks
And then you have the peak
above normal.
the peak demand, no. So because ang power ang fluctuate ang demand, it fluctuates, no. So when you switch on the light, when you put on the TV
On particular times of the day.
particular time of the day, certain times of the day, tumataas siya. Tumataas. So pagkataas siya, so may load following tayo, no. These are done by all the technical people. So but these are the type of power that we are trying to build. So sabi natin, base load, these are the 24/7 that can run 365 days a year, no. And then the mid-merit that can run for a long period, but not as like the not like the base load. And then the one that sabi na for peaking, the one that can just
Those are supplied by different
power source yan. Different power source yan. So now we have our power sources, no, are from coal. At least ang majority is coal.
Ilang percent to secretary ang coal? Ilang percent sa
ang
mix?
percent ng coal ngayon natin is that the power mix is around 32%.
32.
Roughly, no. Then you have the we have the natural gas, the one coming from Malampaya, that's 15%. No? Then you have the rather renewable. These are the hydro, the geothermal, the solar, the wind. All of this, something like 30%.
30?
30.
Mataas.
30. Mataas tayo, no? So this is ang ating indigenous source natin yon. Yung ating mga hydro, the solar, saka itong ating malampaya, no? Yung gas. So mataas yung share natin na yan.
Pati wind.
Mga 15 yan. So mataas talaga ang source natin. Mataas yung ating indigenous source na yung sa renewable. But we call it the renewable. We put it together, the renewable. Mataas na yan. So, and then 10% of that is oil. But yung island provinces natin, let's not forget that we are an archipelago. So, dito sa main grid, ang ating, itong Visayas Mindanao, where we have the big distribution utilities supplying electricity. Dito okay na tayo, no? In the past, siguro, prior to 2016, palagi yung intermittent, nakakaranas tayo lagi ng mga
brownouts. I remember those.
You remember that, no?
Rolling brownouts.
So, sometimes hindi na natin yan ang importante po ng electricity. When it is there, you don't notice na how is it yan, kailangan natin to keep it, no? Pagka nawala naman yan, reklamo tayo. While ang ginagawa natin dito is to make sure na when you switch switch on your light, nandiyan ba yung electricity, di ba? Hinahanap lagi natin yun. Lagi ang natin. So, yun naman ang natin na talagang, that's why sometimes yung importance ng electricity pagka nandiyan ang power, hindi natin na-recognize. We take it for granted, no? Dahil nandiyan Pero magkakaroon lang natin yan kung may problema, doon lang tayo lahat
return on nothing lives.
Diba, prior to 2016, usapan lagi importante. Now, we're having yellow alerts, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga alert, pero hindi tayo nagkakaroon na Kunwood, hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng mga major
long power outages.
So hindi natin nakakuha niyan. So, but that's what DOE is trying to do, to build up that capacity so that we can support the present demand and give enough reserve where people can use it to create wealth. Diba? So because energy, power, you use that to create wealth.
So how large is the power requirement that we are able to, that the industry is able to supply versus the need to support future growth? I mean, 5-6 years down the line. What kind of generating capacity do we have at present?
At present, mga siguro tayo around 23,000 megawatts. And we are using, but syempre yun ang capacity. There is a difference on your established capacity.
Annual growth, in terms of annual growth.
ang annual growth, we're using it now. We are using the our economic projection, yung of 6-7%.
6%.
That's what we are trying to build also.
And the capacity to generate additional power is in step with GDP.
Oh yeah, we put that.
So
That is
7% also.
That's very important, no? Yun ang kinuha natin. Now we know we understand that we have a present demand. Let's say our present demand as just 17. Let's say for example
Okay.
17.
Okay.
Then you have a capacity. Your capacity, yung power plant capacity mo naman. Pag sinabi mo tinayo mo ito ng 600 megawatts, hindi naman talaga lahat 600 ang lumalabas lang. Dahil siyempre may ginagamit ka for sarili mo, and at the same time as your plant is aging, ang efficiency is going down.
Bumababa.
So that we all factor that in our power projection.
That's not to include the so-called the one that's stolen, system loss.
System loss.
Kasama lahat
Kasama
yan.
yun.
Kasama lahat yang sa demand projection, no? Kasama kailangan sa supply projection natin.
So that's
Kasama
all,
lahat yan. Kasi kung hindi natin isasama yung systems loss, yung mga kondyan, saan kukunin nyo? Dito it's all taken out from the supply. So kailangan na pinukuha natin. So, well down the line, yung mga systems loss na yan, that's another kanyan, yung mga factors that can be controlled. That
Okay,
is
supply of power is in step with GDP. What
Sa
about
mga 7%
yeah.
a year.
What about investor interest? Are people coming in?
Yeah.
At kasama lahat yan.
Kasama yan.
Kasama lahat yan sa projection. Kaya yung mga build na yan, kasama naman yan sa 7% ng projection. Kasama yan. No? So, it's important that we build the infrastructure ahead of the demand.
Yeah, because I understand it takes 5 years for one
Yeah.
land to construct.
It takes 5 years.
5 years, yes.
Makanya 3 to 5 years depending on the type of power plant.
From
No?
breaking the ground to
Yung solar power plant mas mabilis. No, mas mabilis. But of course, ang
yung
efficiency
ano
factor
lang,
is different.
yeah, that also.
Kasi solar is when you
Dependent
have the
sa,
sun, dependent sa sun, no? Pero madaling itayo 'yan, kaya lang siyempre yung efficiency
24/7.
factor mo iba. What I mean, ang efficiency factor natin, pag sinabi natin na this is a 100 megawatt solar plant capacity, hindi naman magbibigay ng 100 megawatt. Depende on the sun. Kanya, no? So, lalabas siguro dyan, mga 17 megawatt lang. Mga ganon. Depende.
Do you also have a solar program for dito sa Philippines?
Solar, yeah. Solar. Yung meron tayo, ang mga solar, ang solar natin
But
siguro.
those things are expensive.
Ha? Well, ang renewable dito sinasabi natin, ano. Then this is the pitch that I am doing whenever I go international forum, itong energy. Ang Philippines is ahead of everybody in terms of yung bang renewable, the sustainable adoption ng renewable. Ang Philippines dito sa World Trilemma Index, no, yung World Trilemma Index on energy, ang Philippines is number 1 on environmental sustainability.
Yeah.
Number 1 tayo
Trilemma.
in the world. Number 1. But we are rating very poorly in equity, energy equity, and energy sustainability. I mean, energy equity and sustainability.
Yeah, I remember you saying we are poor in energy security and equity.
Yes, energy security and equity, you're right. We are very poor at that.
What does that mean in English?
So ang sa environmental sustainability, napakataas natin dahil nga yung maganda yung ating renewable mix. And then ibig sabihin natin yung ilalabas natin yung ating nagagamit na source from indigenous, nare-replenish natin yan for long term. We are not compromising the future generation. So napakanagaling natin doon. Number 1 tayo sa mundo. Sabi ko nga. And then, but sabi ko dyan, there is a price to that. And what is the price? Mahal yung electricity natin. Mahal yung electricity
That's some of the
natin.
more
Yun ang downside.
expensive in
Yun ang
the
downside,
area.
no? So sa kaya sinasabi ko ngayon, kaya sinasabi ko nga sa inyo na pag nasa labas ako, sinasabi ko, where are those manufacturing company investors na are preaching environmental sustainability and the use of renewable energy? Why don't you locate in the Philippines? To support us? Then we don't mind doing more for the environment. Supportahan naman yun ng creation of employment through locating in the Philippines. Hindi tayo nasusuportahan
Do we
doon.
have a welcoming environment in terms of do we
Investment.
have a welcoming environment in terms of attracting all of this?
Well, yun ang ginagamit natin ngayon. Sinasabi ko, dito naman kayo pumunta sa amin. Yun ang sinasabi ko, dito kayo mag-locate. Oo nga, medyo mahal ang aming electricity, but, it helps the environment. So, punta kayo
Bakit hindi
dito.
tayo nasusuportahan doon? Bakit hindi tayo nasusuportahan?
Well, siyempre, lahat naman po ng mga negosyante, titingnan din nila is the bottom line and the expenses. Sabihin nila, I don't like to locate in the Philippines. Ang lahat ng mga natin, yung mga foreign investors, they look at the power, no? That's what they look at. Cost of power and quality of power. Quality and cost of power, no? So sabi nila dito, pagka tinignan dito, lagi tayong mababa ang kanila dito dahil sabi siyempre ang expenses nila tataas. Tapos siyempre yung logistical cost, yung mga transportation cost natin mataas din. So doon sila nagkukuha sa atin. Yun ang mga turn off ng mga investors sa ating bansa. So sinasabi naman natin, when it comes to power, dito lahat halos sa mga foreign countries tinutulak tayo go renewable energy, but renewable energy medyo mataas pa ang developmental cost mataas.
So what about recently there's this revived talks on nuclear power generation?
The nuclear, okay.
Will that help us attain? I mean, should policy be changed to allow the Philippines, for instance, us?
Let's do it. Let me explain it this way.
Okay.
Sabi natin lagi, tayo naman, naintindihan natin dati where the Philippines came from in terms of what do you call sa ating economic ranking, di ba?
Yeah.
We were number 2
In the region.
in the region,
After Japan.
Asia, di ba? After Japan. Okay. So, tanong natin lagi, anong nangyari? Bakit ganon?
Nangyari.
Why did we go down in the ranking and now we are almost at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. Bakit? Sabi natin wala naman sa pag-ako ano bang ginawa ng bansa na below us at tumaas sila?
Yeah.
And tayo, ano ginawa natin? Taas tayo, bumaba tayo. Di ba? Yun lang naman ang kanya. Now, speaking of energy, sabi natin, at that time, when we were already working at nuclear, unang-una tayo sa ating Southeast Asia. Unang-una tayo. In the 70s, late part of the 70s and in the 80s. Pero, hindi natin itinuloy ito. Di ba? So, nagkawendang-wendang yung ating power situation, power supply situation that time, no?
Was that a strategic mistake on the part of government not to have pursued that?
Well, I think that was a major blunder on our part, not to pursue that, to have not pursued that.
Resulting to, of course, the rather unacceptable price of power in this country.
No, ang sasabihin natin,
I mean,
was it
expensive.
tama ba yung naging desisyon na huwag natin gawin yan? Gawin natin, okay. Bakit hindi natin itinuloy at the time? Now, this is talking after the fact. No? Bakit hindi natin? So, ang daming allegation, ang daming accusation. Kung matatandaan ninyo.
Yeah, fraud and all of that.
All of that, no?
Quality of the work.
Location,
Wealth and all that.
Risks.
wag na yung corruption. Hindi ko naigukan yung corruption. If there was corruption,
citing,
hindi ko naigukan ng
citing
hindi ko
problems now,
yan
okay.
lang lahat ng yan. Well, pati yung corruption, kung gusto niyo, come to think of it, pati corruption, lahat ito nasagot na ng panahon. Lahat ng allegation, lahat ng binato natin sa nako na yan, nasagot na ng panahon. Ano ang sagot sa atin ng panahon? Sabi ko, ano ba sagot? Kulang na lang sabihin sa atin, napakagagago ninyo. Di ba? Sabi, napakaka naman ninyo. Yan na yun ang dapat na solusyon, pinabayaan na natin. So looking back, was it a mistake or was it a good decision? Sabi, going back again sa sinabi ko sa kanina na ano bang ginawa ng ibang bansa na bakit sila tumaas at tayo bumaba? Their economy improved. Like at Korea, they were way below us. But they're using nuclear.
Is there any
Naging
impediment?
industrialize sila. No? And if you look at it, their price of electricity in the past 25 years increased only by 46%.
Sa Korea.
Elsewhere or here?
Sa yung Korea rate nila, Korea. Hindi comparing, no? Korea. 46%. Now, our electricity rate gone up by 460%.
Since when?
So, mga
Anong time frame?
25 years ago, yung mga
25
25 years period, that 25-year period, same, more or less same period. Even ang Korea is a longer period. Sa atin is a shorter period.
Meron bang legal impediment like in the Constitution for us to go nuclear?
Wala kasi sa kanya, hindi sa Constitution natin hindi provided yung nuclear energy as a source of power. No. Kasi kung tayo rin medyo na natin, that's not even part of the clean energy. So yung kinuha natin na dapat, that's why we are presenting this to the people as an option, as ang source of energy, nuclear. One source of power is nuclear. And why do we say that? Why are we presenting that to the people? Of course, we know that we are importing oil, we are importing coal, and our situation is very vulnerable to a lot of factors that are beyond our control, like the rising cost of oil that affects our lives, our daily lives. So, ano ang kukunin natin? So, of course, we want indigenous. Yung indigenous, so indigenous natin, nagkukan tayo na exploration natin sa West Philippine Sea. Nagkukan tayo dyan, naghahanap tayo onshore, offshore, naghahanap tayo, kaya nag-roll out kami last November na naghahanap tayo ng mga pwedeng source of energy indigenous sa atin. Para ganun, hindi na tayo hindi tayo dependent.
Pero may ban pa rin. May ban pa rin sa exploration.
No, hindi wala tayong ban ng exploration sa ating
WPS?
exclusive economic our exclusive territory, sovereign territory. Walang ban doon. Ang naging problema natin, let's not talk muna yung do sa West Philippine Sea, which China calls the South China Sea, no? I call it the West Philippine Sea. Gaganyan na lagi tayo. Ang kinukunan dito is that, of course, alam naman natin may conflict tayo doon. Pero setting it aside, no? Within the exclusive sovereign territory of the Philippines, we can do our exploration. There is no prohibition on exploration. At saka tinusulong natin, tinutulak. Kaya lang, ang nangyari, sa nakaraang panahon, yung nakaraang mga taon, the last administration, ang Philippines was only exploring or drilling 3 wells a year.
3 wells?
Tatlo. And how can you find source kung ganun tayo talagang we will be extra lucky, extra blessed, no? Na pagka ganun mo tumama talagang meron, di ba? Doon nga maswerte ka pag nag-drill ka ng 10, maswerte kung makakuha ka ng isa. So, and how do we compare ourselves, no, with our neighbors, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, and all those.
Secretary, who gets to decide whether we go nuclear or not in terms of generating power? Who gets to decide that?
Okay. Sa decision na yan, nasa batas natin yan, no? It's ultimately it's the people.
Okay.
Ultimately it's the people.
So you mean,
That's why what we are trying to do is for people to understand, no, that we need yung bang reliable
Informing
source
the
of
people
power.
na-
Oh, we have to inform. We have to
there
go
is
into
this
this debate.
alternative source of power.
We have to go into this debate, no? This is kasi sinasabi nga natin, going back lang doon sa exploration, tayo tatlo, yung Myanmar ilan? Make a guess.
Nuclear?
Sa drilling, sa exploration, ilan?
They're more active than us.
Yes. In exploration, in drilling.
How many wells a year daw?
At least 30.
30.
Tayo tatlo. Hindi ba no? Mukhang nakakaawa naman tayo niyan. Kaya tulak kami ng tulak.
You have a tenth of what they do annually?
Ha? They have 30.
At consider, mas ano tayo
How
doon
about
sa
cost,
ano.
doon, sir?
Ah?
Cost, no?
Expensive yun.
Not expensive. It is
Mga
expensive.
$10 million
Kasi,
a well.
Expensive. Hindi naman mga 10 million. But it's expensive. May 2 million. Mga depende sa kanan. Depende sa depth, depende sa area, depende sa exploration sa drilling. So, may kanyan.
Sa Myanmar land, exploration. Ano rin? Sea?
All over.
Offshore
Okay,
yan?
ang Thailand, ilan?
Thailand is how?
I
Myanmar has
suppose
30.
mas marami.
Thailand is ilan?
50? 100?
500.
Wow.
500?
A year, sir? Indonesia.
Ang Indonesia, marami rin sila.
Ay, kasi
Just
ano, oil
don't remember
producer yan.
at saka Malaysia. Yung tatlo natin is, prior to that, yung during the administration of GMA, nakakasampu tayo. Then it went down to 3. Now we are pushing it. We want to make sure na makakuha kami. Kaya nag-roll out kami last November nung sa mga exploration area, making it all available.
Local consortium yun, Secretary? Or a
Foreign.
mix?
Foreign.
Oh, local and foreign. Local and foreign.
How many are we now? Like,
Rate of
per year?
success is what?
Ngayon,
Mm.
ang rate of success natin, mahina, mababa pa. Mababa. I don't ako na ngayon kasi sa 3 ang tinamaan lang natin na isa na merong isa sa yung sa Alegria, yung inaugurate
Sa Cebu?
sa Cebu.
Sa Cebu.
Inaugurate ni presidente.
I mean, that's commercially...
Yeah, that's we are producing already.
I see.
We are producing, but that one they yung isang well production, but 6 na wells ang kanila.
I see.
6.
What were the factors, sir, bakit nag-slow down from 7 to 3?
It was probably wasn't pushed as much. I can only assume, no. So that's why this administration, we are pushing it. We are maximizing. We are inviting po investors. That's why yung babalik yan kung bakit siguro because the ease of doing business in the country. No, the ease of doing business because people are saying na binabago naman ninyo yung rules ng
Changing rules
midstream. Kasi sinasabi naman ni President Mayor Duterte na hindi pwede yan, hindi natin pwedeng baguhin yan. Kailangan panindigan natin yung ating kung ano yung ating kontrata sa mga investors sa atin. We have to give that protection. That's why the President signed that ease of doing business. That's why talagang tinutulak niya, no? Kita naman ninyo ang pagtutulak niya, pagpupukpok niya, na ayaw niyang nadidelay, ayaw niyang makuha ng mga permits, no? And sa energy, that's why in energy, the President signed EO30. Yung EO30 is that sinasabi dito is that declaring a certain power projects as a project of national significance. So, yun ang hiningi namin kay Pangulo, pinirma ni Pangulong Duterte yan, yung sinasabi niya na, hindi, pagka ito power na declare ito, you approve the project, it's either you disapprove or don't, you approve within 30 days. Pag hindi mo inaksyonan yan, good as approve yan. So, kasi pagkuha ng project, yung mahirap din naman kasi yung sa pagkuha ka ng project, paggawa ng power plant, di ba? Hindi lang naman lahat sa DOE yan. Dadaan ka sa DENR, dadaan ka sa agrarian, dadaan ka sa lahat ng pati NCIP, mga indigenous people, dadaan ka sa community, sa LG, ang dami niyan, ang daming permits that you need to get, no?
Permits and licenses.
Oo, ang layo niya. Kaya sabi namin yan, sabi niya, in 30 days pag nandiyan yan, aprubahan yan. Kasi it takes time before you build the plant. So in the past, ang sinasabi niya, to put up a power plant, to get the permit, abutin ka ng 2 taon o 3 taon. Tapos gagawin mo pa yan. Di tagal-tagal na yan. Sinabi natin, hindi pwede.
Meron ng process in place na.
Meron ng process in place yan. Meron na kaming timeline. Kaya sinasabi natin dito ngayon na itong pagtawag mo ng power plant na ito, pag sinabi, we are building mga 15,000 megawatt down the line, di ba? 43,000 down to 2040. Kasi yun ang ambition 2040 ng ko natin eh. So naka-align tayo ron, parallel tayo. So paano natin kukunin niya? So kailangan na mauna kami rito. Hindi pwedeng mauna yung train tapos walang walang kuryente.
Hindi tatakbo.
O di siyempre may cost naman yan eh. Di ba yun din, babalansin mo. Sino magbabayad ng cost yan? Ang demand yan, paano saan benta kuryente kung walang gumagamit? Siyempre, the investors also have to recoup their investment.
Practical issues like that.
Marami.
Masyadong makakasalimot. Kaya babalikan ko doon, yung source of power, sabi natin ganyan, yung kailangan natin ng stability, reliability, and affordability. We're presenting, these are the different options. Ayaw natin ma-blame later on by the next generation. Ba't di nyo pinag-aralan yung iba? Meron pala niyan, no? Yung sa atin ay very vulnerable tayo sa increase ng price ng oil. Sabi natin, coal. Itong nuclear is proven to be the cheapest. No? Ngayon, siyempre may debate dyan. Is it safe? Kasabihin ng yes, it's safe. It's been proven. History, yung mga pros and cons magpipresent sa inyo. Ilang namatay sa ibang source, ilan nakaka-damage dito.
Sir, in terms of power costs, do you have any estimates on how much will the nuclear power plant reduce?
Ang nuclear is the cheapest. It's expensive to build, no? Building it is expensive, but when it is running, the generation price is very low. Very good because of yung fuel that you're using is matagal gamitin.
But sir, in terms of percentage, how much will it reduce on the utility cost that we have?
Mahirap ikon yan, no? Mahirap depende yan kasi kung what volume also, di ba? Kasi ngayon sa volume is you have 30% coal, and 30% coal is let's say, you know, I'll give a range of prices at 350 or 3 pesos. Ganyan. Ang generation cost yan. But that is 30% of and then, nandito yung ibang renewable na sasabihin natin na ang renewable natin may price na 850, may 650, ang generation cost niya, ganon. So, pagka pinag-ganon mo ganyan, tataas ang cost natin, tataas. Di ba? Tataas na yan. Ngayon naman, kung ang nuclear, maliit lang yung factor, kung wala pang 1%, it will not make a dent. No. Kahit na sabihin mo 2 piso ito, 3 piso, 2 piso ito, pero as a percentage, kung sana kung sabihin natin, 30% ito, papasok ito 30% na 2 piso, 3 piso, pag pinagsama mo yan, di ba bababa na yan sa 250. Madaling sabihin gano'n, di ba? But it will help bring down. So aside from the price, it will bring it will improve our security. Yung energy security natin, no? Yung energy security na yung mga investors nandito, hindi yung mawawalan tayo ng mga kuryente, no? Hindi natin. Bukas may ilaw pa ba tayo? So, people want to be secured, but of course, energy security has its price also, no? Energy security. To have a security in energy supply, kailangan meron ka ring reserve. Di ba? Pagka may nasirang planta,
ready to go.
Ready to go. Pakatulad din yan ng spare tire na gulong sa kotse, hindi naman pwede, wala kang spare tire. Pag na-flatan ka, doon ka muna, maghahanap ka muna bago ka uli ka. We cannot do that with power. So, kailangan dyan, yung kan mo, may replacement power ka.
Where are we in the reserve space? Where are we?
We're very low in reserve. That I must
reserve
say.
is computed as
A
percent of
percentage.
demand, di ba?
A percentage of
Peak
demand. Yes.
Yung basta nuclear plant natin, wala naman pag-asa yan.
Well, sa kwan po, no, sa amin, sa nuclear, we're just presenting it to the public, the lawmakers, to all. the community, na ito yun.
If it were up to you, would you, which of these power sources
If I'm the one
support-
going to do it,
promote,
ganun,
support?
ako, yes, I will do it.
Sir, hindi-
nuclear?
Oh.
Because it's
It's
primarily on cost.
based on my exposure, based on my informations, based on all the
What about the
studies.
economic managers? What is the sense that
Well,
you're
like,
getting from?
I believe si Secretary Dominguez already
Si
spoke
Presidente
about
po.
it, and he said that he's
sorry.
open. He's open to nuclear.
Si Presidente, is he open to?
Well, ayoko
Did you
ikon ang
bring that subject up to him?
well, nung at the beginning we said that we're going to we're going to put this on the table, the nuclear, and yes,
He's aware.
he's aware. He's aware. Whether sasabihin natin na kung papaya, that's another thing. We have to make that presentation because it's the people. Of course, if the people wants it,
How large is that power reserve we have right now from all of these?
manipis na
existing-
manipis.
Manipis.
Yan parang sabi ko nga lagi dyan, neck to neck lagi ang kanya. We have,
Parang in-step lang, hindi talaga as in...
hindi yung reserve na sasabihin natin na comfortable reserve. I will not say that.
Magsi-shutdown daw ang Malampaya.
Well, yeah.
coming-
Okay.
coming
If you
here.
want to talk about
Coming
Malampaya, well, of course, before Malampaya, yung sa reserve, no? Ang hinahabol natin diyan is to have a 25% reserve over the peak demand.
Right now, we are...
Wala tayo yan. Malayo pa tayo dyan.
35%.
Malayo pa tayo dyan. So, para yung...
Sorry, 5, 10,
25.
Well,
15?
mo siguro baka na mga nasa 10 or below. 10 below.
Ano bang, sa region, what's the typical reserve level of?
Well,
Countries
ang
like-
others range, ang mga 50%, depende how industrialized you are. Ang ganun. Pagka highly industrialized ka, talaga mataas ang
Really?
reserve mo. Kasi you cannot afford yung quality mo, you cannot afford
Okay,
flickering
the-
di ba? Hindi kaya yun.
Because those things cost din naman.
Kailangan may following reserve ka, may peaking reserve ka, load following, may mga tinatawag na gano'n na para hindi mawala yung
Mga technical terms.
sabi ko nga, may price yun. No? May price yan. And if you want to be, you were talking about earlier of industrialization, if you want to achieve industrialization, you have to provide the quality that is
But they also
required.
want to power all of the factories, for instance, di ba? The hotels that will be there
Yeah, but the hotels, they have a reserve power.
of their
They
own.
have a reserve, may mga gensets yan. No.
I see. Pero what about household?
Kaya di ba sabi minsan dito sa mga dito sa atin pagka nagkaroon ng power interruption dati check-in sa hotel yung mga may pera. Diba? Dahil gano'n, di ba? Oh. Ngayon, ang ibang household naman, meron ding standby generator.
Pero
Not everybody,
Already,
not
for-
everybody. Yung may pera. Pero paano yung ordinary person like
hoy po like me.
yung sasabihin na the ordinary one, di ba? So those that you have to provide that service. Hindi naman pwede, hindi wala sa inyo, meron kayong generator. Hindi, paano naman kami mga you have to give that the same service to everybody.
Given all of these options, which would you pursue first? If solar, wind,
You'll have to have a plan. You have it is what you'd like to have. What we would like to have is that we must have a mix that is not dependent on just single source. You have to have a balanced mix.
basket of
You have to have that basket.
of power sources.
Because you don't know what will happen. If you say, solar tayo ngayon, supposing isang linggong
Maulan.
paano tayo, di ba? Kung lahat naman langis, paano kung magkaroon ng gulo sa Middle East? Kung puro naman coal, paano rin kung magkaroon ng, di ba? Sabihin naman natin gano'n. Kung kahit sabihin mo nuclear, paano kung puro nuclear, hindi naman pwede puro nuclear din. Other countries mataas ang nuclear percentage.
Percentage yung i-occupy ng nuclear power sa source of power natin in case na mag-come into play na nga ito.
About
About ilang percent yung
Yung
incremental.
preferable Mix na
well, ang
with
konamite,
nuclear.
under my leadership, kasi dati ganito dati ang ginawa dati kasi is that may mix na 30% coal, 30% renewable, 30% gas, and 10% others, di ba? Yung renewables, yung nandiyan na yung solar, hydro, so may cap sila, caps and quota. So that under this administration we changed that, and we said that we are technology neutral. No, we are technology neutral because we don't like to put a limit to an efficient source and a quota for an inefficient source. Di ba? Mahirap yung cap and quota eh. May kasabi mo yung cap. Ito nyari, kung coal, ito ang ating naaasahan to run our economy. Why would I limit it and depend on a more inefficient source? Di ba? So sabi natin, let's make it in technology neutral ang bansa for this time. And that can change later on kung ano yung ano. But for now, we are technology neutral for the simple reason that we want to build capacity as fast as we can. Para mawala na yung sabi natin yung problema in the past na magkakaroon tayo ng mga intermittent power supply, nagkakaroon ng brownout, no, because of lack of supply. So sabi nga natin diyan, punuin natin muna yung supply. Kaya when I was in Germany, we are looking at sabi sa akin nila, sinusulong nila renewable. Kasi siyempre renewable. Sabi ko, we cannot compare ourselves to you. Unang-una, mayaman kayong bansa. Ang problema namin iba. Ang problema namin is capacity. We need to build our capacity. And at that time, sinabi ko sa kanila, sabi ko nga, if you can tell me where hell is, I will want to put cable para meron akong source of energy. Di ba baka may brown na tayo, hanap pa kahit na anong para magkaroon ka. So sabi ko, I want to build capacity. So, di ba? So that's why we are building capacity. So technology neutral tayo. We are letting the technology compete. That's why we said that I'm open to nuclear because I want that to compete in terms of technology, in affordability, in safety, in all aspects.
Sir, you had a recent TED Talk show regarding why we need nuclear. So, sir, aside from that, how does the Department of Energy plan to promote knowledge on nuclear energy?
Well, we have this task force doing all the studies, consultation, public consultation that we're going around. In fact, pati yung mga bata, as a matter of informing the public, pati yung mga grade schoolers, hinuka namin sa DOE, nagawa kami ng program para to expose them at the different sources of energy. Hindi lang isa. But we sinasabi natin ito. And then nuclear is also part of it. But there are, ngayon, because pinapako natin yung nuclear, yung aming nuclear energy program in NEPIO, we call it NEPIO. These are the group of different agencies discussing and doing public consultation. Kaya ganon. So, nuclear power ang pan. Pero hindi naman lahat yan nuclear lang. Sa akin nga kahit na anong basta bigyan lang, addressan lang ang energy security, energy affordability.
May offers na ba, Sec, sa mga nuclear proponents?
May
offer na to set up?
Meron. Ang problema kasi natin...
That gets directly to you, di ba?
Yes. Meron na. Actually, in-evaluate yan ng Russia and Korea. Yung BNPP. Yung BNPP kasi, Bata Nuclear Plant, the same model yan ng Quarry 2, na tinatawag ng Korea Nuclear Power Plant. Parehong-pareho yan. So, parehong-pareho, no? So, ganun.
Same banana.
No, the same yan. So, halos the same time nagkon yan eh. Kaya sila, masenso tayo, hindi eh. Kaya kino-compare ko yung ganun. Well, siyempre, yun naman sinasabi, baka naman masyadong myopic yung pero we can discuss of all other things, but sinasabi lang ito aspect because the energy ako. Sinasabi, looking at energy as for a developing country. You know.
So, in the subject of power as a whole, which of the areas in terms of is problematic the most? Yung ano ba, yung policy crafting ba, yung choice of which power source
Which power source?
we prefer over something else?
No, ang kasi niyan is that, of course,
What's the most important?
well, para lahat yan. You have to have a balance of those.
So,
hindi pwede.
Hindi particular or a single type of power source lang.
Hindi ko niya. Kailangan, unang ako sa power source, you must have yung bang, sabi mo nga, yung basket na, meron kang, you have a basket of mixtures ng kanina for your security. No? Para pag medyo pumalpak ito, meron ka rito. Hindi ka dependent on one. Mahirap yung ilagay natin sa isa lang, yung sabihin lang natin na, sige, lahat tayo renewable.
Public acceptance ba important for power
Well, siyempre,
generation?
you want we have to coexist. They have to coexist, di ba? Mahirap naman yung walang acceptance. If force natin yun, ano? Pagka ganun, magulo. As much as possible, we go along for pero yung total, if 100, hindi naman mangyayari din na all of us will believe in one, di ba? Siyempre, that's why we are a democratic country.
We deal by consensus.
Hindi naman lahat makukuha dyan. But we go to that process. That is a process of a democratic exercise.
Okay, yeah.
Balik tayo sa Malampaya, sir.
Yun, Malampaya. Malampaya.
Magkakaroon daw ng shutdown.
Alam mo yun, lumabas yung shutdown na yan. Because when I came in sa DOE, nabulaga na lang kami niya na merong 2016 yung maintenance ng Malampaya. Totoo naman yan, nagkakaroon ng maintenance ng Malampaya. Talagang maintenance, hindi naman pwedeng kuhan. So, bulaga na lang tayo dyan, nagkaroon ng maintenance. And anong nangyari? Sumipa yung price ng electricity. Dahil yung 3,000 megawatt na power plant dependent on Malampaya have to change fuel, alternative fuel. So they have to source fuel. Di ba? So, and then, pinasa, yung naman ko na yun, siyempre, takbo yun, pasa naman ang cost sa mga tao. So if I remember it right, at that time, maabot na to, pumapatong ng mga 10 billion ang ipinapasang bill. Siyempre, pag dumating yung sa 50 centimos na siguro, mababa na, dahil number of kilowatt hours. So, sabi, ba't gano'n, nagkaganyan yan? Maintenance. It's scheduled ba yan? Program ba yan? And then, suddenly, on 2017, nagkaroon din ng interruption na gano'n. So ako rin, tinanong ko bakit. So ngayon, ako nagsabi, tinanong ko na ngayon yan, last year, tinanong ko, when is the next planned maintenance of Malampaya? So, sinulatan namin ang Chevron, no? So, sinabi lang na October this year. So, sabi ko na, and that was, last year ko tinanong yan. So, sabi ko, let's prepare already. So, hindi tayo mabubulaga saan kayo mabukuha.
Summer year pa yun. Summer month pa rin.
Gusto ko lang na nakaplano na. So, para hindi na magkaroon hindi sumipa yung presyo. Then, trying to prevent na, again, pagka nagaganyan na walang sisipa na naman ang presyo niyan. Then, ano ba yung nasa kontrata? Pagka magme-maintenance kayo, what is your responsibility to supply the fuel, the alternative fuel? Bakit ba kailangan ipasa sa tao yan? So, yun ang kinuha ko natin ngayon. Kaya napag-usapan niyang maintenance ang Malampaya. So, hindi naman yan mawawala yung power, no? Ang kinuha lang natin dito ngayon, na pinag-uusapan na ito, we're ahead again. Ang nilagay natin, nauuna na tayo doon sa potential problem. Inunahan na lang natin. So, power bill. So, sinabi natin ngayon, bago wag na natin pangyarihin yan, no? Let's prevent that from people suffering that extra by doing the necessary preparation study para kung magkaroon man ng source of fuel, nakaplano na ito yan. No?
How long those maintenance things last?
It lasts sometimes mga 3 weeks, gano'n. Depende sa...
parang 1 month cycle yung tataas.
di one man cycle tataas. So, di ba? Gano'n. So, yun lang, nauna lang tayo. Kaya napag-usapan yung Malampaya. There's nothing wrong with the Malampaya maintenance. Talagang kailangan natin yun.
Schedule.
Kaya lang, huwag natin ikuka na, mawawala ng kuryente dahil because of that. No. May ginagawa natin yan. That's when DOE is trying to program ahead of time. Ayaw natin na darating doon na mag-a-advise siya, naku, Malampaya, maintenance. Ayaw natin mangyari yung gano'n. So, we just want to prevent yung mga surprises.
Pero gaano katagal pa yung yung reserve sa Malampaya?
Ang kontrata niyan is up to 2024 ang ending ng concession.
Hindi pa depleted
Madi-deplete
yung
yan. Depleted na rin. Ang usabi
2024.
depleted by 2027. Gano'n. Pero, that's why kaya nga natin nagtutulak tayo ng exploration. Again, ayaw natin maghahanap kung kailan wala na.
15% ang natgas, di ba?
Sir, update dun sa Maria Cristina Falls na yung hydropower natin dun. It's not operating
Hindi ba?
100%.
Tinupa yan ang sa PISAM. Nasa PISAM yan.
Pero in terms of timeline, sir, when do you see na it can operate on 100%? Yung sa Maria Cristina
Sa
Falls?
ngayon, wala akong information tungkol sa bagay na yun ngayon.
Considering na El Nino raw this
yun
year.
ang sinasabi natin. Yun again, yung sinasabi mo El Nino, yun kasi pagka summer, yung on hydro. Ang hydro, ganito ang problema sa hydro. Pag during summer, katulad nung nangyari sa Mindanao, di ba?
The previous administration.
Estudyante pa siguro ito mga hindi pa nila di ba
Nahirapan sila doon.
Palaging brownout, palaging brownout, walang power, ganyan. Dahil sa tubig. Yung ng tubig dahil hydro, masama condition ng hydro, all those problems. So ang hydro kasi it competes sa yung sa food production.
Irrigation.
Sa irrigation. Katulad yung sa San Roque Dam. It is talking of Luzon, ginagamit yun sa irrigation. So pagka during summer, ang priority of the policy is that country's policy priority is food. The farm. So isa-sacrifice ang energy production. Ang energy production sa sacrifice. So, kaya yun sinasabi, hindi natin pwedeng iasa lahat sa hydro. Di ba? So, that's why yung importante na meron tayong a mixture of energy source. So, ngayon naman, dito sa sa hydro. So, sa hydro, ang sinasabi natin, which I asked some power plants already, yung operating hydro, to put solar on top of the water.
Some countries are doing that already.
Kaya nga, may mga may technology na. So, pinukuha natin dito na, yung dam, sa dam, mag-ukan dati. Ang problema, the challenges sa atin, siyempre, dinadaanan tayo ng typhoon, pagka yung gano'n. So, yung mga gano'n, siyempre, the technical solution, but it's being done already, it's being worked out already. I know of Aboitiz doing it already. When I visited the power plant, sabi ko, food production, importante. So, yun ang ating ina-approach din dyan is that, the connectivity of water, food, and electricity. So that nexus, So ikinuha natin 'yan. So yun, hindi naman lang kami yung electricity, but we're concerned on also we look at the balance on the connectivity of food, water, and electricity. So pagkasabi nga natin under the Philippine policies that we give priority to food.
So, sir, given all these power sources, is there a possibility for the Philippines to be self-sufficient in terms of energy production?
Yes, of course. The possibility is always there. That's why we are pushing for these explorations in our area. So if we can find another Malampaya, we will be successful, with oil and gas. A little more of alegria, then we can be self-sufficient. We can be self-sufficient. That is the objective.
The exploration activities is happening around the country, not just not just in Cebu or
All over the country. From north to south yan. Hanggang sa...
which areas are more promising than others, apart from Cebu, for instance?
Well, ang Mindanao is very promising. We are pushing for Mindanao exploration, the tapping of that ano ba ito? Mars, ano ba pa yun?
Ligwasan.
Ligwasan,
Mars.
sa Ligwasan or those area. So, kinukunya natin. We want to push that. We want to really do exploration there because this will be part of a solution, economic solution for peace in the region, in the area. So, kaya tinutulak din, not just for the electricity, but the livelihood that it will create, the employment that it will give. No? So, kailangan yung peace ko na yun, yung sinasabi, yung pagtutulak natin ng kapayapaan sa Mindanao, hindi naman pwedeng tigil lang tayo na wag na tayo mag-away, wag na tayo magbalilan. Kailangan natin kumain, kailangan natin ng livelihood. That's where we are also doing our contribution in achieving peace in the area.
In the generation aspect of power, medyo kulang tayo. Sa distribution naman,
Yeah. So you have sa power kasi you have the
What is it,
generation, you have the transmission, and you have the distribution. Diba? So sa power generation marami yan no. Sa distribution dito sa Manila, ang alam natin sa Luzon, Meralco. Di ba? Meralco yan. Pag sa Davao, doon ang Aboitiz, Davao Light. Davao Light. Hindi naman Aboitiz sa pangalaw, Davao Light. And then all other areas in Baguio, you have Binek, Betelco, ganyan. So they do the distribution. Sa transmission, you have the NGCP, National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. That is private. Privatized na yan. So lahat ng energy, it's completely at the hands of the private sector. From generation,
regulated by government, but
regulated by policy with the government. So, question is, from generation to transmission to distribution, these are all private. That is the IPIRA law. No, yung IPIRA law. So it's now all at the hands of the private sector. Ang government ngayon, wala.
Which is
policy.
What is the
Regulation.
most problematic of all the three? Ano yung, where are we lacking?
Depende where you are, no? And pagka we are archipelago, 7,000 plus islands, we need to provide electricity to all of those. No? Dito sa Luzon, dito sa main grid, itong sinaservice ng national grid, okay tayo, sabi natin, pag switch mo, nandiyan quality, aircon, you can have that, you can have all the luxuries, no? But in the provinces, no. It's different. So you have a problem there of generation, you have the problem there of distribution. No? That's where we are really pushing our effort to develop. Ako naniniwala po ako ng that pag itong mga probinsya na ito, nagkaroon ito ng stable, reliable, efficient supply of electricity, livelihood will thrive. No, there will be a lot of business opportunities, not only in tourism. And it will help also in controlling people migration.
Because everyone flocks to...
They will not gonna there, no? So, places like the tourist area like Palawan, Mindoro, Bohol, all of these areas, if they have that, they will continue to improve. They will create more, no? There will be more, the creativity to do more business will be there because nandyan
And power supply in those places are stable and reliable.
Pagka yung stable and reliable, no? Katulad ng Palawan, kita nga ninyo, nagwala si Presidente ron Masbate na gano'n. Bakit? Hindi reliable Hindi naman pwede. We still have places that, yes, we have electricity. Kung natin, may electricity ka. Ikaw, taga saan probinsya?
Probinsya ba yun?
Ako, late ako, boss.
Leyte, kita mo. So Leyte, for example, well, ang Leyte nasa grid. Nasa grid ang Leyte, so iba. Pero dun sa wala sa grid,
Like Masbate.
Masbate, for example, they don't enjoy the continuous 24 uninterrupted power supply. So, yun ang hinahabol natin ngayon. It's not just, that's why we are very, ang iba dyan, ang ibang islands are only operating electricity at night.
Yeah.
So, like in Bohol, there is an island there, in Pabilacan. When I went to visit the island, ako ng isa electricity,
6 to 6 lang.
hindi, mabuti nga na 6 to 6. Meron ba tayo ngayon? Wala.
Off talaga.
Siyempre, kasi diesel eh. Kung hindi ayaw start itong makina, kung hindi dumating ang crudo, hindi, ang daming factors, di ba? Ang daming factors, bakit weak yung baterya. Lahat. Bakit hindi mo naman chinek agad yung baterya? Kung wala, di ba? So, all those...
There are a lot of places like that in the Philippines.
Marami pa yan.
Sir, segue lang on petroleum products. Do you have any update on the fuel marking project po?
Well, the fuel marking is being undertaken by the DOF, no, the customs. That we are just coordinating with them, but they are the lead group on the that is to control smuggling. Diba? So, kanilang yun sa fuel marking.
So
We support that.
Going back sa nuclear energy, there's an international group na ang nakikita nilang way for us to set up yung nuclear energy is reactor per region, per different regions. Are you on the same page na ganun yung maging setup natin? Iba't ibang reactors.
Iba't iba. Different makers.
Ilan po?
Ganun?
Kasi ito sa atin, Westinghouse to. Yun dati Westinghouse. Pero wala na yung Westinghouse. Iba na ang Iba na ang Russia, iba rin ang ginagamit nila reactor. But it has improved. But although they are using different brands of different makers of reactors, ang international the IEA is very rigid with the policy. Even if we want to put yung we cannot afford shortcut. They will not allow us to put inferior, untested, unproven quality. Wala yun. That is the strictest. That's the one that has the strictest rule in power source. May control yan. Kahit ako sabihin ko sa akin bukas, tayo natin yan, hindi.
It doesn't happen overnight.
Hindi pa. Actually, we just last month, early January, nagkaroon tayo ng panel yung bang kasi there are 19 check para bang areas that we need to comply with before we can pass. Sa rules, lahat yun, tao.
Also, from the human resource to the
Lahat
technology.
yan. Sabi nga, napakahirap. Dahil papasahan kayo, kailangan pumasa ka sa lahat na yun. Pag hindi ka pumasa ron, kahit may pera ka at nandiyo, hindi pwede. Hindi pwede. They will not allow it. Because very rigid. That's a very rigid ang very rigid rules. Hindi ka pwede sabihin mo, boss, order ako. Hindi pwede yan. Kailangan, how do you handle this? How will you handle waste?
Yeah.
How will you operate it? The kind of people that you have. Lahat.
Binding sa atin yan.
Yes.
Pag
Yes.
nagkaroon
Hindi tayo pwedeng hindi tayo pwede no shortcuts. No room for failure. Ang rule ng so that is the strictest nasa power plant
Pero we're checking the boxes naman. So for ano naman tayo? Parang
Nakatik ko.
Yeah.
How many of those in that
Checklist.
That is always ongoing yan. Para kami nung last one parang yung the people of DOE panel nandiyan ang IEA dito DOE conference check sa lahat.
Okay.
Human resource for example, problema natin.
Walang training.
Dati meron pa tayong nuclear engineering course, di ba? Nawala.
why?
Nawala.
Bakit siya?
Wala.
Wala.
Tinigil. That's why I asked, in fact, I wrote UP
nuclear plant.
to reinstate it. No? Because yung ating human resource, wala na. Walang sino sa atin. Yung mga nag-train yun, nandun, magre-retire na rin, nasa labas, nasa Slovenia, nasa may Korea,
And earning,
going to get
earning
back.
a lot.
So pagka yung nagtayo tayo niyan, hindi pwedeng tayo, hindi pwede. We have to get the human resource out. We have to bring them in here.
Expertise.
Technical people. Lahat hindi pwedeng biro, hindi talaga so napakahirap, napaka-rigid. It's just that we have to put it on the table, present it as a valid source of energy.
I am wondering, Sec, kung if ever na yung federalism po should have any effect do sa mga plano.
Magkakaroon ng adjustment into the rules of distribution.
Bibilis or
Potentially
mabagal?
problematic.
Hindi. That will help governance. It will make syempre mas maganda yung under the federal pupunta tayo ng federal. Hindi naman tayo pupunta sa problematic. We are going to adopt the federal is to improve our governance, our management.
Pero in terms of actual
power.
friction on the ground, if we change the system of governance,
No, pero katulad
magkaka-friction
ng transmission, the transmission can be federal.
Ah.
Federal government, no?
The whole-
Transmission.
the whole-
Katulad ng postal. Postal is so walang problema 'yon, no? Pero siguro pagka nandiyan na sa iyo, nagtayo ka na ng power plant, sa state mo, ang kung mo niyan,
okay.
pwede ka na ang permitting mo diyan sa state na, hindi na huwag ka na pupunta ng federal.
So mas mabilis.
Mas in a way there are others, no? There are others na may gumawa.
Okay.
Pinag-usapan na rin namin yan Kinukuha namin yun sa federal, in preparation.
In other words, hindi siya problematic.
Hindi siya problematic. Unless you're a person or you are sasabihin mo na ikaw nyari as sekretaryo na gusto mong yup-yupan ang lahat, no? Problematic. Di ba? Pero if you want to really believe in federalism, gawin natin, wala tayong problema.
Yung decentralized yung
Di ba? Walang issue. Hindi tayo kanya.
Okay.
Matutuloy pa ba yun? Parang bumagal yung federal push.
Hindi, tuloy pa rin yan. Pero siyempre nasa lawmakers ang natin dyan. We're dependent on them. Depends on how they, kahit tayo dito sa labas, and the NGOs are espousing on federalism, magkukun tayo dyan kung hindi mo alam.
Okay.
Achievable pa. Within the term of...
I believe with the will and the passion of the Mayor Duterte, the President, kaya.
Okay. Questions?
Okay na, sir.
Okay. With that, we wrap up. Thank you
very much.
raising-
Thank you for having me today.
It's very
I hope I was
interesting.
able to contribute some information that will help you and will help us.
This guy will write it.
Pero ang kailangan talaga is that awareness. Sometimes power, the electricity. Sometimes kahit nasa kanyan, kahit di ba nakipapansin ninyo. Off the air tayo, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off there? Are you still on? Mamaya na lang kapag kumakain.
Ako, I'm done.
But power is really very, very important in nation building, you know? Because everything starts from there. That's why we have to have a stable supply, stable source, affordable, no? And it's our dream, it's our aspiration to provide electricity to all the Filipinos, no? Regardless of economic status. Kailangan may access. We have to provide that access. As of now, we have only around 90% of the Filipinos have access to electricity.
90%.
Marirealize yan.
Well, our target is that, of course, our target is before the end of this administration, but we are pushing it ahead. No, we are instead of 2022, we want it sana ma-achieve namin 2020, and that can be achieved 100%. But that can be achieved only if everybody cooperates, because everything is at the hands of the private sector. So we are just egging and posing those that are responsible to deliver the services. So that's why sinasabi namin, kaya hiningi ko nga yung master plan because there are 121 cooperatives in the country. Aside from the number of DUs like Meralco and the others, no, there are 121 cooperatives. So these cooperatives are the ones serving the island provinces. So ang kailangan natin dito, itong mga cooperative na ito maging efficient. So hindi pwede nangyari kasi in the past, wala. Ano bang submission ninyo ng plano? Wala. So when are you going to provide access to all? So ngayon, ang hiningi ko is that give me your master plan with timeline when you're going to do it. Then we look at that. Hindi naman ganun. Nandito naman ang gobyerno. Then we will see how we can help. No? Step in and help in achieving that. Because we have a goal. Hindi naman pwede kasi na iwanan lang natin yan sa kamay ng mga cooperatives when they will do it. People have been waiting. As sinasabi ko nga lagi, when I came in 2016, yung pinanganak noon, ngayon magtatatlong taon na. Kung walang electricity yon, magtatlong taon electricity. At pagka umalis tayo rito sa administrasyon na ito, after this administration, they will be 6 years old. And if they are not enjoying electricity, they are put in a very big disadvantage. Diba?
I agree.
So kailangan iko natin yan. Hindi lang yung access, but it has to be yung talagang 24/7. Yeah. Hindi pwede may ilaw ako ngayon, bukas meron pa kaya. Diba? So yung mga style na sinasabi natin kanina na generator, siyempre pagpapaandar ng generator depende yan human mayroong human factor, no? Pagka nalasing at hindi nakapag-inspection ng baterya, ang gagamitin
Walang kuryente.
Walang kuryente. Wala palang krudo. Katulad na ubusan ng kotse, ang gasolina ng kotse, hindi tatakbo. Ganun din. So, mga small things but irritating but it causes a lot of discomfort, inconvenience to the people
And the business, of
and the
course.
business, of course. So napakaliit, sabi mo wala naman ng krudo ngayon, wala ng krudo, yun sa'yo, pero yung effect sa tao, sa publiko, malaki.
Okay, so
Yes,
with
sir.
that, we conclude this event, and as a token of our appreciation, we confer this award to you, and it will be read by our executive director,
Executive
editor.
Oo.
Okay.
Mabuti siya pagka magbabasa, tinatanggalan sa amin. Ako pag magbabasa, mabuti sa amin. Kita mo nga naman ang buhay. No?
Okay.
Daily Tribune recognizes Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, who has distinguished himself for his strong commitment to wide-ranging reforms resulting in wider power reserves and near elimination of outages. His inclusive approach to those who need to or been cut off the power grid, mainly working for a more vibrant retail market that fosters competition, thus easing power prices that used to be among the most expensive in the world, all done without fanfare.
Fun.
For his numerous feats, the Daily Tribune honors him as Man of Public Service for 2018, given on this day, January 2019, Thursday, at 3450 Concept Building, Florida Street, Makati.
Guys, salamat po.